Today, our topic is existentialism versus Stoicism. What's the best philosophy? Life is complex, and we all search for ways to make sense of it. Philosophy offers many paths, but two of the most talked about are existentialism and Stoicism. Both try to help us live better lives, but they do it in very different ways. Let's explore these two philosophies, see how they differ, and think about which one might work best for you. First, let's talk about existentialism. This philosophy is all about freedom and choice. Existentialists believe that life has no fixed meaning. We are born into a world that doesn't care about us, and it's up to us to create our own purpose. This can feel both exciting and scary. Exciting because we have total freedom to shape our lives, but scary because there's no rulebook or guarantee that we're doing it right. Famous existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus said that we must face the absurd, the idea that life has no inherent meaning. But instead of being sad about this, we should embrace it. We should accept that life is what we make of it, and that every choice we make defines who we are. This can be empowering, but it also comes with a lot of responsibility. If we make bad choices, we can't blame anyone else. We have to own them. Now, let's look at Stoicism. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. Stoics like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius believe that the world is full of chaos, but we can find peace by controlling our own thoughts and actions. They taught that we should accept things as they are, not as we wish them to be. For example, if something bad happens, instead of getting upset, we should ask ourselves, can I change this? If the answer is no, then we should accept it and move on. This doesn't mean we should be emotionless robots. It means we should not let our emotions control us. Stoics believe in virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. By living according to these virtues, we can live a good life, no matter what happens around us. So, how do these two philosophies compare? Existentialism is about creating meaning in a meaningless world, while Stoicism is about finding peace in a chaotic world. Existentialism tells us we are free to choose our path, but we must bear the weight of those choices. Stoicism tells us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. Both philosophies can help us live better lives, but they do it in different ways. Let's think about which one might be better for you. If you feel lost or unsure about your purpose in life, existentialism might help. It encourages you to ask big questions like, who am I, and what do I want? It pushes you to take responsibility for your life and make choices that align with your values. But this can also be overwhelming. If you don't like the idea of creating your own meaning, or if you feel burdened by the weight of freedom, existentialism might not be for you. On the other hand, if you struggle with stress or anxiety, Stoicism might be a better fit. It teaches you to focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. This can bring a lot of peace and clarity. But Stoicism can also feel limiting. If you want to change the world or fight for a cause, Stoicism might seem too passive. It tells you to accept things as they are, but sometimes acceptance isn't enough. Sometimes we need to take action and make a difference. The truth is, you don't have to choose just one philosophy. You can take ideas from both and create your own way of thinking. For example, you might use existentialism to find your purpose and Stoicism to deal with challenges along the way. You might believe that life has no inherent meaning, but that doesn't mean you can't find peace and happiness in the moment. Or you might focus on controlling your own thoughts and actions, but still strive to create something meaningful in the world. Let's look at some practical advice from both philosophies. From existentialism, take the idea that you are free to choose your path. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. If you're unhappy with your life, ask yourself what changes you can make. Maybe you need to change your job, your relationships, or your habits. Remember, Every choice you make shapes who you are. So choose wisely, but don't be afraid to take risks. Life is short, and you don't want to look back with regret. From Stoicism, take the idea that you can't control everything, and that's okay. Focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. When something bad happens, ask yourself, can I change this? If you can, take action. If you can't, accept it and move on. Don't waste the energy on things you can't control. Instead, focus on being the best version of yourself. Practice virtues like kindness, patience, and courage. These are things no one can take away from you. Both philosophies also teach us to live in the present. Existentialism reminds us that life is fleeting, and we should make the most of every moment. Stoicism reminds us that the present is all we have. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. So don't waste the time worrying about things that have already happened or might never happen. Focus on what you can do right now to live a good life. Another important lesson from both philosophies is the importance of self-awareness. Existentialism teaches us to question our beliefs and values. Are they really ours, or did we just adopt them from society? Stoicism teaches us to examine our thoughts and emotions. Are they helping us, or are they holding us back? Both philosophies encourage us to look inward and understand ourselves better. This self-awareness is key to living a meaningful and fulfilling life. Finally, both existentialism and Stoicism teach us to face reality. Existentialism tells us to accept that life has no inherent meaning, but that we can create our own. Stoicism tells us to accept things as they are, but to focus on what we can control. Both philosophies remind us that life is not always easy, but we have the power to choose how we respond to it. We can't control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we think, feel, and act. So, which philosophy is better? The answer depends on you. If you crave freedom and want to create your own meaning, existentialism might be the way to go. If you want peace and clarity in a chaotic world, Stoicism might be a better fit. But remember, you don't have to choose just one. You can take ideas from both and create your own philosophy of life. The most important thing is to think for yourself, ask questions, and find what works for you. Life is a journey, and philosophy is just a tool to help you navigate it. Use it wisely, and don't be afraid to forge your own path. After all, that's what it means to truly live.